What's going on in Iran is quite amazing how Israel, such a small, tiny country, is able to have the courage and the fortitude to be able to take on an entire nation that is holding the world hostage with her intercontinental ballistic missiles, her hypersonic missiles, and her nuclear weapons. But there's nothing new about this. Watch this amazing video presentation by Douglas Murray 13 years ago when he envisioned every detail of what is going on right now. Watch this.
When Israel is pushed to the situation it will be pushed to, of having to believe they mean it, and when every bit of jiggery-pokery behind the scenes runs out, and when the UN and distinguished figures have run out of time, and Iran is about to produce its first bomb, Israel will strike. Every single country, including this one, people from our elegant diplomatic service, people from America, everyone will condemn Israel. Everyone in the Middle East will condemn Israel. And they will go back to their homes and they will say in private, thank God for Israel. The Saudis, the Bahrainis, the Egyptians, the Libyans, the Lebanese, everybody will say, thank God they did it, because nobody else would. The proposition being put before you tonight is that you have a choice between war and an Iran with the bomb. You have a choice, as has been said before, between war and dishonor. You'll choose dishonor this evening and you'll get war. You have the choice between a war with a nuclear Iran or a war at some point with an Iran that is not nuclear, which you stop from ever being nuclear, and hope that in stopping that regime, in embedding itself, you will give the Iranian people the best chance they will have of overthrowing that regime. But as I say, thank God this doesn't rely on you or any Europeans, because you've made the same mistake before, and nobody should trust you to get it right this time.
Amazing prophetic words, because essentially as Jews we have Torah values, and the values of our Torah teaches us two very, very important values about war. Number one is how to start a war. Number two is how to finish a war. The Torah teaches us when somebody threatens to attack you, don't wait for them to strike you. You have to strike first. This is what we call the strike first doctrine. Israel should not have waited until Iran had nuclear weapons and then first sent the first shot for Israel to respond. That would have been utterly devastating. The first value of war Israel has implemented successfully. A little late, but thank God, just in time, days before Iran went into a full-blown nuclear weapon. The strike first doctrine. But the second value of war, again from the book of Deuteronomy, tells us that when you lay siege to a city that is threatening you, you must lay siege, two very key words, ad ridata, until its complete submission. You don't fight a war halfway. You don't fight a war to sort of teach them a lesson and then stop halfway. No. The way that the Torah teaches us to fight a war is all the way through to the very end. Remember this, that World War I did not end with a peace agreement. It ended with a truce. And because of that, Germany rose up again to initiate the Holocaust, World War II. And that's why the Allies insisted at the end of World War II to march their troops through the cities of Berlin and other cities in Germany in order to show total surrender of the Germans. And that's when the Germans were completely humiliated and not able to rise up again. That is the Jewish value, the Torah value of war. And when we're able to implement these values of striking first, not waiting for the one threatening us to attack us first, and fighting all the way through until it's completely done, it's then that we are consistent with the values of the Torah. And thus we're able to invite God Almighty to the theater of war. If we're going to truly end this war with Iran, this threat to humanity from the terrorist country of Iran, it's only going to happen when Israel's leadership has the courage to go through all the way to the end to understand what Douglas Murray just said, to understand that the world might be slapping us on the wrist in the public arena, but in private, they are thanking God for the people of Israel for having the courage to fight the war that they did not have the courage to finish. Am Yisrael Chai.